Hi, it's Emerald Stars, and welcome back to another episode of Harvest Block. Let's get to it and have some fun. Today we're going to be setting up the area for the Terrestrial Agglomeration plate so that we can open up the elven portal and getting our advanced items from Botania. So we're going to put down living rock in the four corners and lapis between those and living rock underneath. And this center block right here is where our agglomeration plate is going to go. And I'm going to put that down. I can't really do anything about it just yet, so we're just going to leave it there. And then, let's see, there we go. So we already have a rune of earth. We need the rune of water, which is mana powder, mana steel, bone meal, sugarcane, and a fishing rod. So let's get a powder and some mana steel. Go on. In you get. Shy little ingot. Okay. So one of those, the fishing rod, bone meal, and sugarcane. Let's go get the bone meal. I forgot to grab that. I was trying to be all prepared. Okay. We have our bone meal too. Let's throw that on there. Nope. You don't hit Q, you just right click it. And what else am I missing? Fishing pole. There we go. And so that's going to cook up pretty quickly. We have a decent supply of mana. And put our stone on there and get our plate. Makes the loudest awful sound. Okay, next we have mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana steel and a mana pearl. So pearl, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put down our living rock. Smack it with the wand. And then air, carpet, feather, string. So carpet, feather, string. Right click the ingredients on and let that absorb the mana. Add in the living rock and the wand. And there's our runes of air. And then for fire, we've got nether brick, gunpowder, and nether wart. Right click those on. Put on our living rock and hit the wand. And we have all of our runes. Let's grab our rune of the earth out of here. And there's our terrestrial agglomeration plate that we're going to put right there. To help speed things along before we start making Terra Steel, I am going to make myself a spark so that my items don't despawn while they're taking forever because it takes so long. Okay. I'm going to real quick look up the recipe, what it takes to make Terra Steel, and I'll be right back. So we're going to need a mana pearl, mana diamond, and mana steel. I really hope I have enough ender pearls. I've still been struggling to get those things. And our diamond, we'll go put those in, give them a little bit of a dip in the mana pool, and get our mana equivalents out. And I think we just right click and send some mana that way. It's doing something. Yeah, if you don't have the spark, then this takes too long and your items will despawn. I've had it happen before in mod packs, so make sure and craft yourself a spark before you try and take this on. And here we are. after what seemed like forever, I got my Terra Steel ingot. I went on ahead and gathered all the supplies that I'm going to need to get this portal open. I put down the portal frame since building on camera is always problematic, and more often than not I end up placing blocks where they shouldn't be. So I got that set up ahead of time. And for this I'm going to put a mana splitter here and 2 spreaders on either side. You need 2 mana pools to open the portal, and on top of those you need mana pylons. So with these, sorry, I forgot my wand. Here we go. With these, we're going to use this mana and direct it into the splitter, and direct these spreaders. So it's going to take a while for those to fill up the necessary amount. We're going to need about a quarter mana pool for each before we can... Well, that was weird. I suppose to stay open it needs a quarter pool, but it gave me the achievement. So I'll be back when that's full and I can open this portal and it will stay open. There we have a fully activated elven portal. I did end up sacrificing a diamond and making a mana tablet because the whole setup was just taking too long and I was being impatient. So now that the portal is open, we can begin doing our trades to get the elementium and the dragonstone and pixie dust so that we can start making our blood altar to progress to tier 4. So I'm going to do a couple of trades and get things set up to get the blood altar going. With the elementium that I was able to get from our portal over here, I was able to get together the rest of the ingredients that I need to make our blood altar. And that's this demonic will. And to get that, you make these rudimentary snares and you throw them at hostile mobs. It has to be hostile mobs. And wait till they start having a particle effect around them, and then kill them and you will get this demonic will. So the recipe for that blood altar, your 2 elementium, demonic will, furnace, and a couple stone. And then that's the blood altar. And I feel like that should have progressed. Oh well, it's kind of glitched, I guess. So to get that, we're going to need to fill our altar with some blood. And I do at some point plan on relocating the whole base entirely, kind of in that direction, south about a couple of chunks, and decorating it up, making it look nice. And so this is a temporary situation right here, just enough to get us our tier 4 soils so that we can progress that way. So to get the blood, we are going to need a sacrificial dagger, iron, gold, glass. I don't think I have any glass right now. I had a bunch and then I cooked it all up into this quite clear glass that I was going to use for a project I was going to do, but I decided to forgo that one. So 5, yeah. Alright. And then the gold and iron. Almost done here. Yeah, I upgraded my furnace to an intermediate furnace. I will probably at some point follow this quest line here. This is just what I decided to do at the time. So now we can craft our dagger. And this lovely dagger, you stand over here by your altar and right click, and it starts draining out your life and putting blood into this altar. So see, there's, I don't know, 1 bucket. And that gives us what we need. I think that's enough to make a blood orb. And a blood orb is just a diamond, and you put it in and it will turn into a blood orb. It'll soak up all the blood that's in there and make a blood orb for us. And we need the orb, I think, to make this altar into a tier 2. I haven't done a whole lot with blood magic, and so I'm going to be doing a little research on it and figuring it out, making sure I know what's going on. Let's get some food over here. I've crafted up a couple of meals. This one has a ton of absorption, so it'll help me reheal all that I have. And that obviously wasn't enough blood, so we're gonna have to poke ourselves a couple more times. I did see on the Discord for this mod pack that someone put their altar underneath their mob farm and used a sacrificial rune. I think I'll have to look more into it, but how do I get it out? There we go. Weak blood orb. And so that they were using the blood from the mobs that they killed instead of constantly stabbing themselves with the sacrificial dagger. So I'm going to be looking into that for sure, and looking into getting my base moved and upgrading my altar so that we can start with the tier 4 soils here, because those require the tier 2 altars, and that involves getting some blank runes and putting it around in a 3x3, so 8, not 1 underneath. And I'm going to start working on that and getting this altar upgraded, and I'll be back in a bit. Right now I'm making the sacrificial dagger, or Dagger of Sacrifice, not sacrificial dagger. We have that. This one, when you shift and right click, it steals health from you. But this, when I move this altar over to the mob spawner, when I kill mobs near the altar, when I kill mobs over by the spawner, it'll take their life points instead of using this to take mine. And it's going to be a lot more effective and efficient way to get life points and blood into this altar so that we can start doing our tier 4 soils. And for the tier 4, we need 2,500 life points. And I think I'm going to just fill this up with some of my own blood for right now and get at least our first tier 4 soil. And I went on ahead and made up all of the tier 3 soils that we're going to need to convert to tier 4s so that I wasn't waiting on those, since they take a while over there in the rune table. And with this, we are going to have our very first tier 4 soil. Now we can begin crafting all of the awesome tier 4 seeds so that we can start opening up more and more of the possibilities in this pack.